What's up, guys? I'm Pidgeot yugioh. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and you're watching the Structure Deck Wars. Stick around. Alright guys, before we get into the video, I want to remind you guys that I do have a brand new Instagram account that is strictly for Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a B10K of yugioh. I will be having the, I'll have the code, if you stay to the end card, I'll have the new code. But, where you guys can search it. So make sure that you check me out there on Instagram. I will be doing strictly Yu-Gi-Oh! On that one. If you guys want to follow my Unbound Brian, or my Unbound Author, excuse me, and that's Twitter. My Unbound Author on Instagram, that's my personal Instagram account where I just, I post family stuff and occasionally, video stuff with my cute sidekick here, Cece. I know, I'm so mean. Alright guys, if you don't know what the Structure Deck Wars, this is my ongoing experiment to see what is the best structure deck of all the structure decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! The matchups are randomized, but we do have single elimination. So, the next one is Dragon's Roar versus Machine Reactor. Machine Reactor is a returning favorite. So basically, it's Ancient Gears versus Dragons. So, let's figure out who's taking it away. Will it be the fire-breathing lizards with wings, or will it be robots? Stick around.
Go to sleep.
Wah, 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 wah. Okay, fellow Dragon players. Yeah, that happened. I was rooting for the older one because this deck's counterpart, the one with Vampire Genesis, its name escapes me because I never remember the structure deck's actual name. Stomped Heroes. But unfortunately, they couldn't. The dragon variant to the deck could not take on Machine Reactor, even with its litmus of ban cards. So let me explain. One of its biggest issues for this particular structure deck is it has a lot of back row hate, but no monster hate, and also it didn't have enough monsters. I'm literally looking at the structure deck, it has 14 monsters, and that's just not enough to keep going. Also, the Ancient Gears can spam big monsters, so some of the trolley cards, like Creature Swap, just aren't as effective. You know, like, you can't just give them a weak monster and be like, haha, now I've got your strong one. It won't matter, because they'll have, like, okay, well, you can have one of my 3 strong monsters with 3,000 attack. Things like Snapping Destruction just don't do as much, and the level cards just were really kind of slow. Too slow for it to be relevant. But like I said, this deck's primary weakness actually wasn't its monsters, it was its spells and traps, and that was in the fact that it had cards it just couldn't use. Like, I hate to say it, but Dragon's Rage is not a card that isn't gonna help. It wasn't gonna help. I mean, sure, you could flip it and do some damage, but that's all it does. And then, of course, we have the Dragon's Bead, which is useless because the Ancient Gears don't use anything that really targets the dragons. So it wasn't really all that useful. The ban cards helped a little bit, but unfortunately, we just didn't see them. We have literally, I'm staring at it, we have 4 ban cards. Heavy Storm, Pot of Greed, Snatch Steel, Premature Burial. 3 of these cards just did, the 3 cards that were powerful just did not help. I do have to say that's the gist of it, guys. This deck just needed, frankly, it just needed more monsters. It just didn't. If I could, I would take out the Dragon's Bead and the Rages and just throw in like some different dragons to keep its defenses high. Because that was one of the issues I noticed it had, was there would be times where I would draw like a high-level dragon and no low-level dragons and be like, well, I don't know how I'm going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. And then if we look over to the Machine Reactors, well, that deck on the other hand, I mean, is anyone shocked really? I mean, this is the counterpart to Dino Mashers. I mean, that would be funny if it's Ancient Gears and Dinosaurs in the final round. That'd be flipping hilarious. But yeah, this is just crazy, guys. Like, come on, we already had the Pendulum structure deck, the newer one, get spanked by Dark Emperor, you know, for the banishing. So one of the big things that this deck actually could have lost, and it did lose at least one game, was bricking. I mean, this deck can brick. It has high-level machines. It also has a ban card. It has Max C, so it has that going for it. I mean, then, of course, it has all these different ways to kind of cheat out the big machines, like using things like Mausoleum of the Emperor and Ancient Gear Town. Both of these cards basically allow you to cheat out your giant robots without having to make as many sacrifices. You also have the in-theme ones, Ancient Gear Fortress and Ancient Gear Castle. Both of these cards are basically doing the same thing. You just have a lot of ways. And then, of course, let's face it, Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon is a boss monster. Being able to attack, destroy something, and your opponent can't respond to it, and then you get to blow up a spell or trap, I mean, that's a 2-for-1. That's a boss monster. Do I think it's maybe as dangerous as its dinosaur counterpart? No, not really, but I do think that there is something to be said that this machine deck is definitely going to make it to the top. I've argued it's going to make it to the top 8. It's definitely, I'm betting on it in my mind. It's going to make it to the top 8. I don't know yet, but I would not be shocked. Alright guys, well if you're enjoying the Structure Deck Wars, you know, do me a favor, check out my new Instagram, link will be in the end, or not link, the title will be in the end card, make sure you check it out, and if you're enjoying, give me one of these, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.